The Painful Excellence Podcast.
Absolutely. Y'all come on in, smash that like button, man. We got some breaking news. Drew Titan, Bronx on deck. Shout out to the mighty LDBC. This is the Painful Excellence Podcast. Come on in, smash the like button. Oh my Lord. Oh my Lord. I know I've been inconsistent with pep talk. Know what I mean? I'm getting it back. I'm getting it right back. I got time now. The Patreon's finna be lit. I'm uploading stuff tonight. It'll be uploaded tomorrow. Listen, man, come on in, smash the like button, like and share the video. Like and share the video. We are our own algorithm. Let's get to it, man. This smut lied. Yeah, for the album next, I had to tweak the intro. It was long, and they were giving me a headache with the music. So I'll leave the intro for my Patreon. Know what I mean? This smut lied. I knew she was lying, man. She Swiss cheese her damn foot. The whole story sound crazy. But they got that brother, right? They put him behind bars. Now, let me tell you something. A few days ago, you see this dude right here, this Chicano right here? Right, this guy? That Mexican dude juked him in prison. I'm like, oh, man, that's bad. What'd he do? What happened? So Tory got juked in prison, right? He got juked in prison. I'm like, what's going on? What happened? I don't know what happened. Maybe he's in there beefing. I don't know what happened. But you know what I found out later? Now, yeah, I don't listen to the nonsense. I can't tell you one Meg Thee Stallion song. I don't listen to this stuff. I'm gonna be 50 years old this year. I don't listen to this stuff. I know she's annoying. Because she don't represent anything that I want my kids listening to. But here's the thing, man. This Mexican dude snuffs him and stabs him in prison, right? Right? And I'm like, I don't know what's going on. I'm like, all right, he had a fight and he lost. Right? But he made it, right? Here's the difficulty. Someone showed me a video that she did. Did y'all see this video? And she's dancing and doing something with a Mexican dude in the goddamn video. And I'm like, what's happening here? Did y'all see that? Was that a message? I don't know how old that video is. Is it new? Y'all tell me. I don't watch the foolishness. What is that? Please explain. Did y'all see this video? Someone sent it to me today on the gram. They was like, yo, you notice something there? I was like, nah. They was like, yo, she's rapping and you don't notice all the Mexicans around? I'm like, yeah. Dogs was like, yo, who stabbed him in prison? I said, oh, hell no. You see, this is the problem. You see, when I was younger, right, I watched a cartoon called G.I. Joe. Yeah, I'm that old, y'all. Watch G.I. Joe, real American hero, right? And I always used to say, this is obviously fantasy, other than the fact that it's a cartoon, but there could never be a ruthless terrorist organization hell-bent on ruling the world called Cobra. No one's really that evil, right? But what if people honestly feel that they're correct? That don't mean that in their mind they're not evil. They just think that they're right. You feel me? That's wild. And I got older, I'm like, you know what? It's not far-fetched. What if you don't think you're wrong? That's crazy, right? But it gets deeper than this. Yo, check this out, man. I mean, yo, look, man. Look. As I got older, of course, I live in New York. I remember the first World Trade attack, the first one, the bomb. All right, the bomb. And at that time, that happened when I was in high school, right? And, you know, I knew people that worked in law enforcement back then, and they were like, yo, man, we got a bunch of calls. There was a bunch of people claiming responsibility for that. And I'm like, hold up, who the fuck wants to say that they did that? You want to distance yourself from that. Right? No. There was cats talking about, yo, nah, we did that ish. What? So, wow. This is crazy. This is absolutely insane. So when they sent me the video with Nicki Minaj, I'm saying Nicki Minaj, all these bitches look alike and they sound alike and they walk alike, they talk alike. It's ridiculous. Meg Thee Stallion. All right. I don't know what this video is. Dude just told me to watch it. And I'm looking at him like, what am I looking at? He's like, who's she singing with or rapping with? I said, like a bunch of Mexicans. He's like, who stabbed Tory Lanez in prison? I said, oh shit. Wow. My point of bringing up the terrorist attack and people wanting to take responsibility for something bad. Was she firing a shot at this dude in jail, Tory Lanez? Was she firing a shot at him? That video was out before the stabbing happened. How convenient. And then you find out the bodyguard overheard a conversation and was like, nah, he didn't do anything. And before he get out or everything gets turned over, is it possible she put her head out on him? I'm just asking. I don't know, because a lot of these rappers do want to live the gangster lifestyle. But let's deal with things as it goes. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, according to the evidence, she lied. Y'all remember listening to the case? Y'all remember it? He had no residue on his fingers, right? On his hands or nothing. He had no residue, right? Am I wrong on that? Someone correct me if I'm wrong. There was no residue. He didn't have it's just like, okay, so he had no gun residue. Why is he going to jail again? He said he didn't do it. He had no residue. Why is this man in prison? And why out of nowhere this Mexican dude stabbed him? I can't wait to hear what he has to say. Did y'all have a problem? I bet you know what? I don't know. But I'm willing to bet. I'm willing to bet when they asked Tory, what was the problem with you and that guy? He gonna be like, I don't know. I've been walking past this dude the whole time, and then magically the last month, he trying to take my lunch and he's beefing with me. I ain't do nothing to this nigga. Next thing you know, I get shanked. Don't know what was going on. Did you know that this bitch put out a video where she's rapping with a bunch of Mexicans? What is that? Terrorists. She wants to take responsibility. You know what his crime is? Breaking her heart. He's banging her, banging a homegirl, and the Lord knows who else. He was eating well. Now she got a crater in her foot, and she swore he did it. And being that he's black and he was shining, you see the diamonds on he's wearing. You see the chain, you see the gold? I bet that's close to $100,000 he's wearing right there. That's more than the FBI man's salary. He's wearing it. See those tats? That's about maybe $8,000 worth of work. You understand? So you got to understand, when the law comes to get us black people, they already have a chip on their goddamn shoulder. Man, when I was in training to be a bus operator, I was taking my road test. And the superintendent told me, they said, look, you need to be real careful when you're doing this training, you're taking this test. I said, wow, I'm good. We was like, man, we good. They was like, I know, but you know who's not good? What? The DMV instructors. Why? Do you want to know why? Why? Y'all make more money than them. I said, you're kidding. I said, yes. They are gonna road test you, but you're literally making 20 more grand than them yearly. That sounds backwards to me. But whatever. And I'll be damned. I got in that bus. That dude was on me like a drill sergeant. But, I'm not rattled by that. I came from a paramilitary organization prior to that. So I didn't care. He's screaming and foaming at the mouth and banging on the glass. And it ain't bothered me. I was trying not to laugh. But I'm like, man, if I laugh, he going to fail me for laughing. When I pulled the bus back to where I pulled it back, then he, like, night and day. Yeah, you could drive this bus, man. I was just trying to rattle you up. I was like, man, I'm good, man, whatever. Ain't nothing. Ain't that crazy? But I got, this is a big deal, but I'm going to play some from this news conference. It says, new evidence presented in Tory Lanez case. This is real rich. Okay, this is woman. I don't know. This is in LA. Listen, this is this woman had to say.
Good morning. Thank you all for being here. I know there's a lot of noise in the media going on with other stories, but I think that this is one of the most important stories happening right now today regarding our Justice Department.
Yeah, I bet.
My name is Diana London. I'm the CEO of the Secret Weapon Agency, which is a crisis communication firm. And I'm also the CEO of a company called London Global Strategies. I am a member of the media as well. I'm a commentator on a few networks. And I also serve as an advisor for Giano's Institute and also another company called Promising People that is fighting to reduce the recidivism rate in this country and also to correct our criminal justice laws.
Also to correct the criminal justice laws. So she's fighting a good fight. Now, as I'm playing this, I need you guys to understand. Do y'all remember the backlash? Y'all remember how they dragged Tory Lanez because he shot a black woman? I'm gonna go here, y'all. Y'all remember women want to talk about, oh, black women, we're the least protected species on the earth. Everybody hates black women. Black women, and y'all black men, y'all don't protect us. And blackity blickety black, and I'm black, y'all. And I'm blickety black because I'm back. And I'm black and I'm back. Y'all remember all of this shit? Oh my God, TikTok will almost crashed because of that. I was like, God damn, okay, well, but I'm listening to the facts. I'm like, you know what? If he shot her, his ass need to be in jail. What you do with shooting a woman? What's wrong with you? And then I heard the case, and I'm like, are y'all listening to the same case I'm listening to? Are y'all listening to the same things that I'm listening to? How are you viewing this? Because here's what I heard. He was banging Megan and banging that other girl. Next thing you know, they're goofing around with a gun. It goes off. She got a hole in her foot. He did it. And then when he gets locked up, they did some testing. And the first thing that I heard that made me scratch my head was he had no residue on his body, on his clothes, on his hands, his skin, nothing. I said, wait a minute. No gun residue means he didn't have a gun in his hand. Then she did this interview or whatever. She's lying on the interview. All of this, man. Oh my gosh. Put the word in the chat when you lie in court. Y'all all heard it in movies. Everyone has watched Law and Order to some degree. It's the P word. When you go to court and you swear on that Bible, you promise to tell the whole truth, nothing but truth, so help you God. What do we call that? It begins with a P. Perjury. Thank you. Perjury. That's a punishable offense. They threw the book at Do y'all know they threw the book at him? He was gone. And we just wasn't talking about it no more. He was gone. How many years did he get? How much time is he supposed to be serving? Isn't it like a decade? 10 years. He was finna get a decade, bro. And guess what? He was gonna do all that time. He could have petitioned the court in 2027. Yo, could y'all let me out? They'd have been like, no. 10 joints that were hitting him in the face with. And he was over with. And now the security said, you know what? My conscience, man. And I'm gonna tell you something else. This is something out of a movie. Because these hoes sat in that car, from what I heard. Shorty just started blabbermouthing. And while dude was sitting there, let me tell you something. If you get away with something, the last thing you do is blabbermouth about it outside the confines of your own house. As a matter of fact, you don't even say it in your own house. As a matter of fact, you don't even say it over the phone. As a matter of fact, you don't even think too loud. You got away with it, you don't mention it. It's over. You gotta stop. But this is perfect. This is something out of a movie. Because I want to know what happens to this hoe next. Let's go back to this news conference. This is real rich. I love it.
As a woman who has worked in Congress on criminal justice reform, I deeply believe in law and order. I've worked alongside law enforcement. I've drafted policy to reduce violent crime. I've seen what accountability should look like. But I also know the legal system without integrity is no justice at all.
Oh, so she's basically saying that Tory was done an injustice. And she's saying it. So I want to fast forward to this brother right here.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you for being here. Thank you for coming out.
I think this is his dad.
Lending your cameras to the world. We appreciate you being here.
Is it?
My name is Sunstar Peterson, well known as the father of Tory Lanez. His family affectionately knows him as Daystar Peterson.
Yeah, that's his dad.
This may seem not even to matter today, but it does to me. The reason why he bears the name Daystar is because I was scheduled to speak in a conference in Washington, D.C. back in the early 2000s. Back in the late 90s. My wife and I stayed in a hotel across the river in Northern Virginia.
All right, I don't want to talk about all that. Okay.
Identify with the name Umbrella as one umbrella. It was actually launched so that my family would not just be the ones benefiting from whatever fame or fortune, but so that all people, anywhere that need a shelter could come under that umbrella.
All right.
Not the reason why this situation happened. He was not out on the yard as it was about 6:30 in the morning.
Oh, he's talking about the shoot or the stabbing. Hold on, bring it back.
Does not have a drinking problem, and that was not the reason why this situation happened. He was not out on the yard as it was about 6:30 in the morning, and cells were just opened for them to be able to go out to breakfast. On the Thursday prior to this incident,
listen to this.
I was called by him, and I was told of the impending threat. And my family and I huddled and did what we always do. We prayed. We get together every single day and we pray. Sometimes it is twice per day. Wherever we are in the world, at a certain time, we're on our phones and we are praying. We pray for him. We pray for you. Because our mandate is not about violence. We're not here for vendetta. We're not here for any of those things. My son, as I stood with him in the hospital room, on the first day, my wife being present, said, "Dad, I'm not holding any animosity against this guy. I don't want to take any action against him. Whatever the system does, the system does.
Why did he do it though?
But that is his stance, and that is our stance. Might I go a little bit further? Because this will not be the first time I've said this publicly. I bear Megan Thee Stallion no ought at all. In fact, we have prayed for her on many occasions in our times of prayer.
Let me say something. I'm so imperfect. You slap me with a decade off a lie, I ain't praying for you. I'm gonna do my time, and when I get out, there's gonna be hell to pay. I'm being dead serious, bro. I'm being serious. Maybe after a decade I'll change. I don't know, but yo, 10 joints over a lie. I am not calm about this. That's just me, y'all. Maybe I got some growing to do.
So this monster that Alex Spiro tried to create, and when I stood in the courtroom on that day and heard a corrupt prosecutor dismiss the fact that so many people, it was overwhelming the amount of people that sent letters to their office and were called to testify before the courts as they were considering sentence, which had already been decided, and the judge blatantly showed on that day that it really didn't matter what anybody said. It was supposed to be a forum in which it would be decided based on all the extenuating circumstances, etc. But it had already been decided behind closed doors.
Are you just listening in there to this press conference in Los Angeles? Let's take another.
Yeah, he's cooking. He's cooking. But imagine being in there and you watching the legal system throw the book at your son, and you know for a fact your son didn't do anything. Even the evidence points towards him not doing anything. Imagine that. Imagine that. 10 years over a lie, and this bitch walking around like it's all good. She's a liar. I want to know this Mexican dude right here. I want to know why he did it. I want to know what the hell that video is about with her singing and dancing with these Mexican. What was that? Hold on, let me see what else he has to say here.
Under his left cheekbone, in fact, his jaw was open. He was stabbed twice in the back of his head.
Oh.
And the rest in his torso, arms, and in his chest. It may seem sensational, but thankfully, like Dr. King, it was close to his heart, but did not penetrate. After that, he was being rushed to a facility nearby in a vehicle in which he said, and I quote, "Dad, I thought it was my last. And having made my peace with God, I said, okay, God, is this how it's supposed to end for me?" God said no. God told him, "Do not give up." In the car, upon which he turned to the attending officers and he said, "You must get me to wherever is the closest place that I can get to.
My God.
I'm bleeding out here." To all of you who care about Daystar Peterson, the artist Tory Lanez around the world,
I'm moving it up a bit,
that have gone up sincerely on behalf of Daystar and my family. So as I close, I want to quote you David, the king of Israel.
All right, he's preaching right now. Let me explain something to you, man. That dude was trying. He stabbed him in the back. I didn't know he stabbed him in. I just thought it was like a gut joke. He stabbed this man in the back of the head, man. He was trying to kill him, man. Now, what the hell was that? Let me see if I can find that Meg Thee Stallion video. Meg Thee Stallion. Is this it? I don't know. Is this the song? Hold on a minute. Is this the song, Bigger in Texas? Is this it? This is it. I think this is it. Yeah. Twerk, twerk, twerk. This is what you nigga bitches do. Twerk, twerk, twerk. Lick your lips, lick your lips, lick your lips. Is this it? I don't know if this is it. Yo, I ain't even gonna go looking for it, man. Look, the deal is this here, man. The deal is this here, man. She lied, man. Kenyatta Ali said he was joked 14 times, man. Hey, man. Look, man. Look, man. Look. And you talking about forgiveness? Yo, I'm on my Charles Bronson's type, man. I can't do this. Look, man. She lied, y'all. When they said they found no residue on this man's hand, that set me off. I said, wait a minute. Wait a minute. No gun residue? How'd he shoot her? How'd he shoot her? And I want to hear more from this bodyguard. I want to hear more about that. My brother Kofa in the building. Salute. He said, shouldn't even be sitting down. People say it's because he had a record and the pistol was around. But how many times do people violate in Cali and they're still walking around free daily? Hey, bro. Hey, they pick and choose. You see Diddy fighting for his life right now. You know what the bottom line with Diddy is? He was smelling his own shit. He was. And he was in a position where he felt he was untouchable. That's true. But the only thing he did was be a freak, an aggressive one at that. An aggressive one at that. Let me see if I can pull up what this dude said on the gram. It was wild work. Let me see if I can find it. Where Ron sent it to me. Oh, this is it. Just listen. I'm gonna put this to the mic. Listen to this, y'all.
Yeah, they just confirmed. Yeah, Tory Lane wasn't the shooter. Per bodyguard who was there, who got all the information that came straight out of her mouth. All them lies, this big toe bitch, big ankle, yeah, Ronald McDonald feet bitch, lied on the nigga. And the sad part, that the courts be taking these bitches, anything that these bitches be saying, they be taking these bitches' words. Now, how about this, Megan no good bitch? Yeah, your ass should go to jail, bitch. Let's get to that. Send your little dirty, hefty feet ass to jail, bitch, immediately.
To protect all of us. I was lying. To protect all of us. You think I'm about to tell the police that we, niggas, us black people, got a gun in the car? You want me to tell the laws that we got a gun in the car so they can shoot all of us up?
Working as the bodyguard and driver for Ms. Kelsey Harris during Mr. Peterson's trial. Listen, I'm sorry, Mr. James informed us he was not under a non-disclosure agreement or a confidentiality agreement and was free to speak with Unite the People. And that he was doing it because his conscience would not let him not speak and leave a man in prison for something he did not do. Mr. James informed Unite the People that he was witness to the conversation Ms. Harris had, where she stated, she had the gun, she fired it 3 times, Mr. Peterson grabbed her arm and knocked it down, and the gun fired 2 more times. In essence, Mr. Peterson never shot anybody, never even touched them.
Yeah, they just confirmed.
See that? You see that? Do y'all remember what social media looked like after this? And it seemed like these chicks out here were more mad that Tory. Let me ask y'all a question. Tory was smashing Megan, right? Wasn't he fucking that girl too? at the same time, and you think these bitches ain't know? You think secretly they wasn't in competition with each other? And guess what? At the end of the day, you know what they did? More than likely, what it sounds like to me, it sounds like they just said, you know what, girl? He's the root of the problem, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to have an accident, and we're going to blame him. And I'll be damned. I'll be damned. That's just what they did. That's just what they did. Isn't that some wild work? Isn't that some wild work? Let me bring it back to this brother right here. Bring it back here. Yeah, let's do that. Play this.
Peterson's brutally attacked in his jail cell. Unite the People represents Daystar Peterson in his appellate process. We filed an appellate brief and a writ of habeas corpus on his behalf. The district attorney's office has already responded. The case is fully briefed. We're just waiting for the appellate court's decision. We were willing to wait for the appellate process to play out. But given that...
Let me stop it right here for a second. Let me tell y'all something, man. Remember when I keep telling y'all, let me get on my boxing shit for a minute. Remember I kept telling y'all niggas really think Tyson Fury got away with doing what he did? Y'all really think that shit? I told y'all it's gonna come out. When he least expected, he might be retired. He say he retired. He's not. When he least expected, they're gonna come knocking on his door. He's gonna have to answer for everything he did. Don't I always tell y'all you get what you put out, good or bad? You eat bad, you don't exercise, whatever, you're gonna look a certain way. When you exercise and you eat right, you look a certain way. That's how you move through life. This bitch lied. And it's coming back to her. You get what you put out tenfold. And she thinks she really got away with this shit. Right now, she's shaking in her boots right now. You don't see it, but she panicking and she can't call her homegirl now. Right now, she's lawyered up. How do I fix this? What am I gonna do? How do I get out of this? How come this dude ain't finish him off? And I'm gonna tell you something. They're gonna talk to this dude. I heard he's already a lifer. I don't know. But he a lifer. What does he care? Did she pay you? Did she promise to put extra commissary? Did she promise to take care of one of your kids out in the world because she rich or something? All he got to do is say yes. Now, the same DA and all these guys investigating Tory, bitch, you're black. They're going to flip on you. Well, time to get her now. We can't get him. We did that, and it backfired. Time to get her. Yeah. Look at what's going on with Ron Garcia now. He's been quiet, hasn't he? All his detractors, not his detractors, all his people that love him, they're still talking, but we can ignore them. We've been ignoring them. The truth is good enough. But you notice he quiet now, right? He ain't talking. Same shit with Tank Davis. He's been quiet, right? You see? You see? There was an attempt on his brother's life. He survived. And now it came out that this bitch lied. Him and her and his girlfriend, her girlfriend. Lies nothing but a long way to the truth, y'all. Let's get back to it.
That brutal, unprovoked attack, we felt it necessary.
A brutal, unprovoked attack. Why'd that happen? Coincidence?
To come here today to provide you with this information. It is our intention to make a request to the governor to either pardon or commute the sentence of Mr. Peterson, so that when he recovers from this attack, he's not returned to a jail cell, but that he's allowed to go home and recover.
Yes, sir.
Not long ago, Unite the People was approached by a gentleman named Bradley James. Mr. James informed us he was working as the bodyguard and driver for Ms. Kelsey Harris during Mr. Peterson's trial.
Listen to this.
As such, he was in close proximity and he had privy to conversations she was having with her husband and others. Mr. James informed us he was not under a non-disclosure agreement or a confidentiality agreement and was free to speak with Unite the People, and that he was doing it because his conscience would not let him not speak and leave a man in prison for something he did not do.
How many women are calling that brother sassy right now? Y'all know whenever we don't conform to what they want, we gay, we sassy, we narcissistic. How can we be all of that when a decade before that we was called mama's boys? I reached 9K? I did? Hold on a minute, let me check. Oh, I did. Oh, salute. Thank you. I'm at 9,000 subs, y'all. Appreciate it. I didn't even realize it. YouTube does me so dirty, I didn't even realize. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. I'm reaching out. Look at that. Appreciate that. Sheesh. Thank you, guys. Appreciate that. Groovy. It's a milestone. Thank you, guys. Because YouTube now watch tomorrow. It's going to be back down to 8,995 or something. Watch. That's what they do. I gain 5, lose 6, gain 1, lose 1. They always even me out. They do that. You know what I'm saying? But whatever, man. But I salute to y'all. I appreciate it. That's why I say like and share the videos. We are our own algorithm. Let's not leave it up to YouTube to do shit for us. This is what we do. And y'all know the general should have been at 200K by now. You know, they do him dirty. No notifications, shit like that. That's why I got 2 channels and I do a stream. But I appreciate y'all. I really do. Thank you guys so much. So let's get back to it. Yeah, the general need about 4K, 4 or 5K. Let's get him to that stack. You should have been had that plaque. Come on now. Nine saying talk MDA. Nope, bro. It happens. It happens to all of us. They do that. They do that. Yes, sir. Kenyatta Ali, they removed your like? Oh, absolutely. This is what they do. Stormy, the sensei's in the building. Salute. Soda Black, salute. And salute to everyone in the chat, man. Much love and appreciation, man. Yeah, Prince Savage. I'm telling you, they do it. Me and Stormy can tell y'all some shit about how they give us subs and then take the... Give it, take it. Give it, take it. We can tell you some shit. But let's not turn the show into that because Miguel's listening. Where's my button? Miguel. Oh, that goddamn Miguel. He don't ever take a day off. He's listening right now.
¡Ay, Miguel! ¡Miguel!
You already know what time it is. Anyway, how many chicks are calling this brother who stood in the pocket for Tory sassy? Huh?
¡Ay, Miguel! ¡Miguel!
How many chicks are calling him sassy? Oh, he's sassy. He's sassy. No, your bitch lied. There's a black man in prison. How many times I tell y'all, there's more brothers in prison than a little bit, and it's over their bad decisions on dealing with a black woman. Because the bottom line is, I know Tory, I know Megan is fine to you, and she got big old ass or whatever she got going on back there. But brothers, if this is further proof why it really doesn't pay to deal with a quote unquote bad bitch, I don't know what else to tell you. I don't know what else to tell you, man. I really don't. Leave these chicks alone. They will be the end of you. He's about to do, and look, he's not out of the woods yet. They still might look at this and say, well, you know, you're right, but unfortunately, you got to do some of the time. There was a gun involved, and y'all made an illegal U-turn, and you were there, and you were supposed to tell that she didn't have, you know, in concert, so, you know, you got to do some time. That can still happen. But I just want the truth. I never believed. Once I heard no residue on his body, I said, that's a problem, man. That is a problem. That is a problem. Pooh Man, 100%. She lied under oath. And Kelsey plead the fifth? Holy shit. I didn't even know that. Okay, listen. All them bitches need to... Let's listen to what this brother had to say. Everyone need to go to jail except him. Let out... Free Tory.
Mr. James informed Unite the People that he was a witness to the conversation Ms. Harris had where she stated she had the gun, she fired it 3 times, Mr. Peterson grabbed her arm and knocked it down, and the gun fired 2 more times.
Wow.
In essence, Mr. Peterson never shot anybody, never even touched that gun, never fired the gun. This statement aligns with the statement of the only non-party witness to the case, Mr. Sean Kelly, who at trial testified he saw 2 women fighting, 2 men break up the fight, 1 man grabbed the other one's arm. Gunshots came from the passenger side. The passenger side is where Ms. Harris was sitting.
I want y'all guys to understand he's in prison for shooting her. That's what he's locked up for, yes? He didn't do it. So if he's in prison because of that, they need to let him out. Blue collar guy in that super chat, much love. He says, Drew, honestly, I think Meg the Stallion is Marvin the Stallion. A stallion is a male horse. Think about it, Drew. Bro, I said this years ago. I said it on when Black was doing Trail After Dark with Boxiana and Neek J, I believe. Remember that? Pray for Creasy, salute. Y'all remember that? And I said, I don't like her name. Cass was like, why? I said, a stallion is a male horse. When I was a kid, there was a movie, Shower. You remember a movie called The Black Stallion? It was about a kid. I forget the premise of the movie, but it was about a kid and he had a black horse or a black horse. He fell in love with a horse somehow and they had like some sort of relationship, a friendship. It was called The Black Stallion. I think there was Black Stallion 1 and 2. I think there were 2 films. A stallion is a male horse. What are we doing here? Why would you call? And I know stallion, horse, fat ass. I get it. But you can't call yourself a mare. Thank you, Pooh Man. I was just saying that. Meg the Mare. What, mayor? No. Mare, like a female horse because she got a big ass. Meg the Mare. Or Mare Meg. Don't call yourself a stallion. That's a male horse, you dummy. I didn't like her name. And I was looking, I said, look, we in that time where, 1-800 chicks with dicks. Saying. This is where we at. I never trusted that name, but I digressed. Let's get back to it.
This further iterates that Mr. Peterson did not shoot Miss P, did not shoot at Miss P, or did not assault Miss P. It's just another irregularity in a list of irregularities in this case. For example, there were 3 potential suspects in the car that night, and yet the only DNA sample was taken of Mr. Peterson, even though unknown DNA was found on the gun. Why wasn't Miss Harris's DNA taken?
Did you hear that shit? Did you just hear that? They wanted to, everyone who investigated this, the arresting officers, everybody who investigated this, everybody need to go to jail. What the fuck did Tory do to have them treat him like this? What? Did y'all just hear this? Oh my God. Hey man, OJ was guilty. Huh? What? Yeah, his DNA was on the bodies. About that. Mark Furman, you dumbass. Why would you cover dead bodies with linen from that man's closet? You know, linen, where he sleeps on the sheets that you use to cover dead bodies in his house. I mean, goddamn, I know you want this man to be guilty, but goddamn, do your job correctly. You think that we're gonna miss that? And then when that was brought up, I watched that. And I said, he did what? They said, is it true that you took the linen from his closet to cover the dead bodies? Then this dumbass started pleading the fifth. And then when he was investigated, you found out he had a whole bunch of CCRBs. Y'all know what a CCRB is? A civilian complaint review board. That's what they call it out here in New York when you complain against a police officer. CCRBs. He had that equivalent in LA because why? All the people he arrested or fucked with were black. So he had a bunch of racist shit beating down his door. And then they call him for the OJ trial and he's covering dead bodies with linen from his closet. You know better than that. They asked him, is that what they trained you to do? No, I plead the fifth. What? Don't get mad at OJ. Even if he did do it, Mark Furman's racism fucked the case up, man. It was over. Once I saw that, I said, he gonna walk, man. I don't care how racist the system is. You don't do that shit. On there pleading the fifth and all kinds of weird shit. Man, get out of here. You literally fucked the case up, man. Why would you do that? His co-workers was like, oh, damn. We had that nigga. We had him. Mark. Fucked it up. You're a liar. Shout out to Henry Rollins, who's in the back right there. Liar. 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 Let me run it back to let you hear what they did to this brother.
Did not shoot at Miss P or did not assault Miss P. It's just another irregularity in a list of irregularities in this case. For example,
listen to this.
There were 3 potential suspects in the car that night, and yet the only DNA sample was taken of Mr. Peterson.
See that?
Even though unknown DNA was found on the gun.
Wow.
Why wasn't Miss Harris's DNA taken? Or was it taken and the information simply never given to the defense?
That right there. Tory still got smacked in the head with a decade, bro. And these sisters ran around. I'm even calling them sisters. These smuts ran around after this happened, when this situation was fresh. They ran around talking about how black women are unfucking protected. This whole shit was a setup. I'm gonna see what they do.
Why wasn't the driver of the car, Mr. Jaquan Smith's DNA taken? Or was it taken and again, simply not given to the defense? We don't know. It should have been taken. It is Unite the People's understanding, regular LAPD practice at a crime scene like that. Anybody who's there, the DNA is taken.
I'm telling y'all right now, this right here is a can of fucking worms. There's probably people in prison right now that are like, yo, I didn't do it, bro. I didn't do it. They didn't find no DNA. I wasn't anywhere. I was across town when they claimed I did what I did, and I have receipts, and I'm on video over here at the time that this person was shot or the kid got kidnapped. I'm on video right here. But somehow I still got 15 years. How? How? This is ridiculous. All these suspects, they went straight to his ass and gave him a decade, man, and he was serving it. He was serving it. And then he gets stabbed. And then they find out all of this. They find out all of this and he gets stabbed. And I think this Mexican dude is a lifer. Why did he do it? They said it was a stabbing. It was unprovoked. Something's wrong. Thank you, Mr. Shelton. Believe all women. This brother was about to do a decade. This brother was he was almost killed in prison and about to do a decade. This seems odd, and this is the type of conversation that got people talking about this Illuminati shit. This shit right here.
Another irregularity. Why, at Ms. Harris's police interview, was a non-lawyer, non-family member record company executive allowed to participate?
What?
Highly irregular situation. Normally, we see cases, strangers are not allowed in these things, but it was in this case. All of these things point to the highly irregular nature of his trial and his conviction. It is our contention that he was wrongly convicted. And while we at first were willing to let the process play out, it is our contention now that if he is not pardoned or released promptly, he may never come out. And that would be the ultimate injustice, is that he gets killed in prison for something he did not do. At this time, I'd like to bring up Mr. Gianno Caldwell.
Yeah, you know what? This bitch and everybody investigating need to be in prison. Her, all of her friends that was involved with this shit, the person she spoke to, the music industry that was there, that they said that was a little strange, not a lot strange. The investigating officers, the goddamn, how the fuck did the jury find him guilty? If I was on that jury, it'd be hung like a motherfucker. And I ain't talking about my 9-inch penis. I'd be like, nah, I don't care what y'all say. He ain't do this. Are y'all looking at the same thing I'm looking at? You know what? Get me out of here, man. Because we're going to be here all night. All week. Yeah, Jimmy, I ain't get to the Diddy shit yet. I'll save that for another live stream, because that's just getting bizarre at this point. It's been bizarre. Homeland Security raided Diddy's mansion because he had too much baby oil. That's all this is. He's in prison because he's a freak. Believe all women. Who's the NFL player? I did the story on this. I always forget this brother's name. Well, he used to be in the NFL. He was playing in the Canadian League. But he had to stop what he was doing because his ex-girlfriend went to his house and tried to start a fist fight with him and his mom and his brother. Then the bitch lied to her brother and said, this nigga hit me. And they drove this house at an ungodly hour. Y'all remember this? This was not too long ago. Travis Rudolph. Thank you, Kilo Mike. Thank you. And her lying ass in her 20s with a BBL and a hair helmet with an attitude and a fat ass face in a court of law, that bitch got her brother and her friend shot at and one of her brother's friends killed. I don't think any of those kids was over 25 years old. Because she lied, y'all. And Travis was exonerated. It was self-defense, and I think that was in that good old state of Florida, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong, y'all. Was it not in Florida? Now, I want you to understand something. When her brother took the stand, and I covered this, when her brother took the stand, they were asking him, why'd you do it? What do you understand your family? I need y'all, listen, men, I need you to listen to this. Before you do something stupid, put your ego aside and think about how you're going to explain it to the police and in a court of law. That's maturity. I've walked away from so many situations because I'm saying to myself, if I put the beats on this dude, he might die. And how am I going to explain this to my family and within the court of law? What do I say about these YouTube niggas? Oh, when I see you, I'm going to blah. Okay. So I'm at a fight, and if you see me and you put hands on me, what you think I'm going to do? We're going to fight, and it's not going to work out for you. I promise you it's not. How are you going to explain being handicapped to your family, loved ones if you have any, in a court of law? Hey, man, you jumped on this guy. Now you can't walk. And you assaulted him, so now you're going to be in prison handicapped. Was it worth it? No. What you had with Travis Rudolph was an emotional bitch who got mad when he told her over the phone, hey, man, listen, stay away from me. I'm dealing with another chick now. She got a better body than you. And this bitch got a BBL. So she got mad, got in her car, went to his property, right? Tried to fight the mother, bust in the house, kicked over the PS5. Not the PS5. Yeah, she did. And they removed her out the house. She's swinging on him, his mom, and I think his brother was there. She goes back and tells her brother, not that she kicked in the door and started fighting with them. What she did was she told the brother, hey, man, Travis hit me. And the brother got all turned. Yo, let's go, niggas. Went to the house, and he in court talking about, yo, we just went to talk. At like 2 in the morning, you ain't go to nowhere to talk. You could have called him on the phone. Yo, you hit my sister. What's wrong with you, man? We calling the police. She called her brother. She didn't call 911. She called her brother. That means she wanted something done to him. And something got done. They showed up, and he got the dumping on their ass. And one of his boys died, and everybody in that car, I believe, got shot. And he's sitting in court on the stand like an idiot. Why'd you show up at the house? We just wanted to talk. Yeah, you want to talk? Yeah, he had a Ring camera. They showed it. And if I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong, I think they had a gun on them too. I think. They didn't get to pull it because he had a rifle and he got dumping on him. One person died. I think if I remember correctly, they threw the gun out the window. Something happened. I forget the story offhand. But he was clear. One nigga dead. Her brother, I think he got shot, non-lethal. The other two are just in a bad situation. They all in court looking stupid over her fucking emotional ass. And she's a liar. Guess what? One dead, one almost went to jail, and she's just walking around. Nothing was done to her. And she don't care. Right now, she's probably walking around talking about, I ain't do nothing wrong. The reality is, the brother should be like, yo, you fucking lied, had me over there thinking he did something to you. But you know what the reality is? That's your sister. You should know how your fucking sister act. I know how my sister act. I know how all my relatives that I'm tight with act. Nobody could ever come to me in the street. Yo, man, your cousin said, no, he didn't. No, she didn't. Your sister said, I know she ain't say that. I live with her. She ain't say that. You're lying, dude. Get out my face. Cats need to wake up. You know who you dealing with. And what I can say to Tory is, brother, you knew who you was dealing with. You was just living life. You shining, you got jewels, and you banging this bad bitch and the bad bitch friend and everything else. And they were in cahoots to fuck you off because they didn't like you banging on them, and they just dealing with it. They said, we're going to get this nigga. Here's what we going to do. Once that situation happened, they said, who we going to do? We mad at Tory, let's blame we damned. That's just what they did. Brothers, you got to be smart, man. You got to stop thinking with your penis. You got to stop. You got to stop. It is not that serious. You don't have to sleep with every chick. You stop, man. Grow out of that. Grow out of that. Seriously. Because look at Tory. He got hit with it. They banged the gavel on him. A decade. Bomb. It was over. Then magically someone tries to kill him in prison, unprovoked. And then you finding out this evidence. Because, dude, the bodyguard got to singing. That they're going to call sassy and a snitch and you're gonna see all these feminists. Are the feminists that drug his name? Are they gonna apologize? I'm wondering. Are they gonna apologize to him? More than likely not. Because feminists don't apologize, they justify how they act. They always say, oh, because men for years have done blah, blah, blah. Yeah, okay, fine. Because men for years have done what? Oh, there's war in this world because every man has started a war. Man, there's been wars in this world that's been started over women. How about this? You want me to, you motherfuckers claim your religion. You're religious. How about this? How about this? Eve ate that fucking apple.
Whoa!
What? Please shut up. Please shut up. Stop it. Let's start right there. God said, man, I'm going to give you this garden. Everything you hear, you don't need nothing. Everything grows. It's organic. You're going to live forever. You're going to live forever. You have everything you need in this garden. Lady, you have your man. Man, you have your woman. You'll live forever. All right, y'all good? And God goes back in the clouds. This bitch looks around and says, that's just not enough. Starts talking to a snake, and she ate the apple. I think these stories be symbolic of something. I think the snake, you know what the snake is? The snake is symbolic of a penis. And the apple is temptation. She stepped out on her man and fucked the world up. So feminists, please stop it. Don't play with me. You owe Tory Lanez a goddamn apology. And you just we heard the case in real time. He didn't do it. And by the way, the term feminist, it was hijacked. I did a show on this a while ago. It was hijacked. The term feminism, it was hijacked. Feminism was supposed to fight for equal rights for women. That's it. Now y'all done put all kinds of bullshit on it. It's like that term woke. That was something exclusive to the black community. It was just black people. Yo, we're woke. We understand what's going on. Systematic racism. Drugs in our neighborhood. All this other stuff. That's it. Now, once the rainbow community, the broken wrist community, Miguel and his people got into it, they done hijacked it. Y'all can have that shit now. I'm good. Yeah, Jimmy, that's exactly what they did. All this information came out, and they tried to kill this kid, man. I don't know what he did. I don't know who he got mixed up with. I don't know what's going on. But I know Meg is a part of it. For the legal system to be in cahoots like that, goddamn, you crackers are so mad that OJ got off. Y'all really gonna do this to black people for the rest of y'all lives, aren't y'all? All right, man. This is why I ain't got time to be arguing with y'all niggas. I really don't. Because this is what's going on. Tory Lanez just got money now. He got a support system, and things are falling into his laps as knives are falling into the back of his fucking head. What about the cats that don't know any better? What about the cats that don't have Tory Lanez money? They just sitting in prison like, what the fuck, man? I really didn't do this shit. And I got 2 decades. I got a decade. Come on, man. I don't want to be far from my house no more than a week. I've been on great vacations, but towards the end of vacation, you know what I'll be saying? Damn, I can't wait to get home. Get in my bed. So this bitch is a liar, y'all. I always knew it, but they threw the book at this brother. And let this be a lesson to all of you. We're not bulletproof. They're all out to get us. And I don't hate to say it. A lot of these black women out here, they're products of white supremacy. They don't like us. With this feminist movement, when I see a black woman on some super feminist and I don't need no man type, stay away from her. Stay away from her. Stay away from her. She's doing that work. She's working for that man. Just like in the 60s when they said, yo, man, you can have free food and free light and free gas and get your education all you want. There's one condition. What's the condition? You see that black man that fathered all 3 of your kids? He can't be in a house. Now, let me ask y'all a question. If they was really trying to help out the American household, what does not having a man in the house have to do with growing the American economy? Wouldn't it make sense to just provide those benefits for the families and put the men to work, saying, yo, look, man, we're going to give you light, gas, and food, and your kids going to be able to go to school, but we need to put your ass to work. Listen, we need railroads built. We need building. We're going to provide a trade for y'all. Okay, like courses so you can become an electrician. A cement, like, I don't know, construction person, something. Isn't that how you're supposed to build a household? No. All they said was, yo, nigga, get out the house. I don't need you to feed these kids. And you know, I literally hear women saying, oh, but so what? Niggas wasn't working. How about niggas couldn't get jobs like that back then? These queens chose Uncle Sam to be their baby daddy. Right now, you see women wanting to be mothers. They don't give a fuck. They don't say they want to be wives. They want to be mothers. Until it's time for them to need a father. When that little boy start reaching about 9 or 10 years old, what happens? What happens? You know, that's why I look and laugh at what's that bitch name? Give me a minute. Her name is what the fuck is her dumbass name? What is her name? I clowned her ass too. Give me a second. Ebony Williams. Ebony K. Williams. The clown that she is. And you know how I always say, just let them talk? You know how I say, just let them talk? Just let them talk. They ain't gonna bother you. Let them talk. You know how I say, yo, just let them talk, let them talk, let them talk. I'm gonna show y'all something. Where's that? I tell y'all, let them talk. All right. Now, this is an educated black woman, right? I always tell y'all, brothers and sisters, just let them talk. They're telling themselves. This is one of my favorite shorts that I ever did. Pay attention. This is the educated Ebony K. Williams, millionaire lawyer, right? Wants to be a single mother, froze her eggs, right? Had women thinking, oh, I could just freeze my eggs, as if that's not an expensive process. That process is in like $20,000, $30,000. The average black woman at that makes about $35,000 a year. How are you freezing your eggs? But listen to this, y'all. Listen to this.
I was never talking about money at all. I was talking about black ownership. I was never talking about money at all. They are not positioned to protect nor provide because of some of the statistics we just talked about. They're not earning the incomes. They're not having the resources, and some of them are not even showing up in the leadership.
She's talking about black men, y'all.
I was never talking about money at all. They're not earning the incomes. They're not having the resources. I was never talking about money at all. They're not earning the incomes. They're not having the resources, earning the incomes, money, earning the incomes, money, earning the incomes, money.
Move! That was easy. That was easy. Those were two different interviews from 2 different days, back to back. I watched the first ones. That was from when she was talking to, what's the old girl's name? I can never say her name properly. And she was talking about, would you date a bus driver? And you know, my antennas went up and I said, word. Would you date a bus driver? And she said, if he owned the bus. And Shorty said, no. You see, that's your problem. So the man gotta own the bus or own the bus company for her to date him. So she's defining the quality of a man by how much money he makes. But then they'll tell you that money isn't everything, right? Eliana Van Zandt, that's her. And I said, oh, well, that's disrespectful, but she's a fucking idiot anyway. Ebony K. Williams is. Yeah, exactly. Welcome down, Rand. My little 6 figures ain't, it's blood money, but my little 6 figures ain't shit, I guess. Whatever. So the next day, because she went viral off of what she said. Hold on a second. I'm live right now, bro. Give me a couple minutes. I'll call you right back. So she went viral. So then the next day on her dumbass show, she started talking about, I was never talking about money at all. When the day prior, she was like, the black men are not earning the income. They're not having the resources, and we're failing at the leadership. And then Oprah followed up on that shit saying that black men are the most involved fathers. And then you pull up the facts, data, and statistics. They say we earn more than black women. Ebony K. Williams is an anomaly. She's not in abundance. And I just looked up another fucking thing. Let me tell you what I just screenshot this, because I just read this. Let me read this. Where's that? Screenshots. Check this shit out. Nope, this ain't it. Where's it at? Give me 1 second. Damn. Where is it? U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics. April jobs reports. Let me read it. U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics April jobs report shows black women lost 106,000 jobs last month, the highest rate of unemployment among all workers. Okay? All right. But this hoe freezing her eggs, though. Here's the dangerous part. I want to know how many of those women that lost those jobs, how many of them are single mothers? You know what happens when they get stressed? They ain't got no money coming in. They get stressed. Now they want to find the goddamn father. You need to do this, or you need to do that. You need to be here for your kid. Man, you done moved 4 states away. You told me you don't need me. You done bought a big ass house. You got this car. You flashing and you all over social media. Making me look stupid. Man. Let's play it one more time.
I was never talking about money at all. I was talking about black ownership. I was never talking about money at all. They are not positioned to protect nor provide because of some of the statistics we just talked about. They're not earning the incomes. They're not having the resources, and some of them are not even showing up in the leadership. I was never talking about money at all. They're not earning the incomes. They're not having the resources. I was never talking about money at all. They're not earning the incomes. They're not having the resources, earning the incomes, money, earning the incomes, money, earning the incomes, money.
Move! This is why you subscribe to Painful Excellence Podcast. That's why. Family, just let them talk. That's a woman who is a lawyer by trade. Would you want her defending you? What the hell was that? $106,000 jobs these women have lost in this past April. Amen. Amen. But y'all don't need us, right? Cool. Have fun. I'm good. It's ridiculous. All this is relevant to this Meg Thee Stallion ass bitch. This is why you have trust issues, right? Exactly. So Meg Thee Stallion and everybody involved in putting Tory Lanez behind bars and for a decade, they're all liars, and everybody's heads need to roll. Everybody. Everybody. The arresting officers, Meg, her girlfriend, jury who saw that evidence, which was bullshit, and still banged the gavel on him, that judge. Everybody need to go. There's probably about 20 people involved in this shit that I could just think of that needs to be in prison behind this. Because this is deeper than what we're looking at. But she's a liar. Let's start with this bitch right here. Get him out. Get him out. And reopen this case and open it up and have her explain this shit again. But right now, as we speak, she's panicking. Because shit just got crazy. But this dude that did the stabbing, they said it was unprovoked. I'd love to interrogate him. It's probably going to be real easy. He's a lifer already. He ain't getting out. He going to spill the beans anyway. Hey, man, you know, just said, she said, she paid me, put money in commissary. She sent my wife my keys. She sent money to my keys, you know. So, you know, if nothing else to do, I'm not coming out. I'm not coming out. So, you know, she says she paid for my keys. There it is. And I want that wig snatched off her fucking head. No more makeup. The only lipstick you should be having is packs of Kool-Aid or whatever the fuck they use in a female prison. You got all the box you can eat. Twerk your ass in there, stupid. Salute to Tory, salute to his family, man. I hope this brother get out, man. Salute to everybody in the Venmo, the Zelle, the Cash App, the Super Chat, everybody, man. Go subscribe to the Patreon. I appreciate the support. For more unedited content, follow me on Patreon, Drew Titan, LLC. Word is bond. I'll go ahead and do that. I'm on Patreon, Drew Titan, LLC. It's unedited. I was a little potty mouth here, but whatever. But it's unedited over there. You know what I mean? Go follow all my brothers over there. Stormy B-Man's over there. I'm over there. BFTB's over there. The General 78, he's over there. You know what I mean? No conventional live stream tomorrow. I'm going to be covering the presser, Edgar Berlanga versus Shiraz and Shakur versus Zepeda. I'm covering that tomorrow. I just got my press pass for the press list at the Palladium tomorrow, so I'll be on the road again. Man, salute to y'all, man. Much love and appreciation, man. Y'all stay blessed, and y'all take it gently, man. Bronx on deck.
The Painful Excellence Podcast.